My name is Geordy Murphy, and I'm the director of iMental Health Counseling, and I am also a registered provisional psychologist, and I work with individuals, couples, and teens. In this video, I'm going to explain how to set a healthy boundary. The first step to setting a healthy boundary is being clear about what we need, what we expect, right? So being able to communicate that clearly to others is going to set us up for success. If I ramble on for 20 minutes and I'm not clear about what I actually want, that's not going to be very effective. There's many different approaches to setting healthy boundaries. Some people like to be really aggressive and assertive. Sometimes we have to be really assertive, but it's more likely that the person might actually get offended, or they might not respect our boundaries if we're too assertive. So we have to really attempt this gently with people. But if you have to be assertive in order for people to get it, it's just something we have to do. But we really want to come up with a clear and concise message for people. The second step is to directly state our need or our request. I like to tell couples to use I feel about I need. If we start with I feel, we make it about ourselves. We might say, I feel uncomfortable about a specific situation, and then we describe what we see or what's going on. We explain what we want to see happen, and what's the benefit going to be? What's the consequence, right? So the consequence might be, what's going to be the benefit of this boundary in place, or what's the consequence going to be when that person doesn't respect your boundary? The third step that I want to talk about is dealing with the discomfort. This is a skill that we have to develop to learn how to sit with those uncomfortable feelings and be okay with that feeling of awkwardness. This might be the time where you feel like you have to explain the boundary or say sorry for setting the boundary, and this is actually unnecessary. We don't have to explain ourselves to try and lighten it. We just have to be able to set that boundary and be okay with the feelings of uncomfortability. Often we don't want to deal with those feelings of discomfort, but that might actually be a sign to you that you're doing the right thing. With boundary setting, you don't have to give an explanation for your behavior. Boundary setting means that we're making our expectations clear up front instead of assuming people will figure them out. There may be things that we automatically expect that people are going to get, but if we don't make it clear to others and communicate our needs, it's never going to, we have to expect that people might not get it, right? And so we see this with couples all the time, where people are like, you know what, he should know. He should know that he needs to validate me, or he should know that this is important to me. But you know what? If you don't actually communicate that, then your partner's not going to know that, right? So, and so really, if we don't communicate that, we're actually setting ourselves up maybe to get hurt. So we actually need to start telling people why their behavior is impacting us. Setting boundaries is telling people how we feel about how their behavior is impacting us. Setting a boundary is sharing our honest thoughts about your experiences. Setting boundaries is responding in the moment. So being able to know exactly what you want and being able to execute that boundary right away. One area that I think is really important is being able to talk to that person directly who you need to set a boundary with, instead of a third party. So being able to speak directly to that person about what your needs and expectations are.